Welcome everyone to the second episode of Jampot Adda. Let me start off by thanking each one of y'all for the overwhelming support you have shown us. The love and encouragement from you is much appreciated. For those of y'all who are new to the Adda, the entire idea behind it is to connect Jamshedpurians from all over to each other and to Jamshedpur. Because we all know you can take a Jamshedpurian out of Jamshedpur, but you cannot take Jamshedpur out of a Jamshedpurian. And this is true no matter how far and wide the Jamshedpur diaspora has spread. Jamshedpur truly leaves an indelible impression on its inhabitants. It's a shared experience like no other, a sense of community that brings people together from all walks of life. The other very special thing about Jamshedpur is the sheer diversity that it showcases. It is just the right size to foster a deep sense of community while nurturing individual talents. And that brings us to the other very important purpose that the Adda hopes to cater to, showcasing the bottomless pool of talent that Jamshedpur has helped nurture over the years. Paying homage to this very attribute, today's lineup includes a musical performance by our very own Doi, a special show by Anit guaranteed to add a little magic to your life, and a conversation with Ronkini, an acclaimed homegrown artist. So without further delay, let me introduce you to Mr. Doipan Mitra, or Doi as he's lovingly called by his friends. Welcome, Doi, to the second episode of Jampot Adda.
Thank you, Juhi. Thank you so much. Extremely excited to be here. It's a privilege, and thanks so much for having me here.
Our pleasure entirely, Doi. But before we dive into your music, do tell us a little about your life in and since Jamshedpur.
Okay, so born in Jamshedpur, went to a lot of schools there. Started with Loyola, went to DBMS, also went to Hilltop and Gulmohar. So I have a lot of friends there. In fact, across the entire world, I have a lot of friends from Jamshedpur who studied with me in one school or the other. And that's been the entire connection that I've had across multiple cities that I've stayed across in the entire journey of my life till now. Yeah, but then the pang in your heart when you actually touch the Tatanagar railway station is always so touching that you can't have it anywhere else.
So you're truly a Jamshedpur all-rounder. You've been round to pretty much every school in Jamshedpur. And I'm dying to, but I won't ask you the name of your favorite school because I don't want you to lose friends from all your other school. So let's focus instead on your music. How did it come to be such an integral part of your life?
Okay, I mean, so music has been a part of my life since my parents were musicians, and my elder brother is a musician, and they're all professional musicians. Born in a musical family, hence what happened is that everything that went through was usually around with music. I mean, so music was always a constant part in life, and that's how my entire growing period went. And in school, of course, you understand that the teachers would get to know that this guy is a good singer, and then pick up for every 15th August and 26th January and every other program that I would be made to lead the music there, and plus all the competitions that I would participate. So that's primarily how music went on in Jamshedpur, and in fact in beyond. I mean, in the college and even in the professional life, there's always been music along with me. So I still continue to be there.
Wow. So it's basically an entire family of musicians. That's very impressive. And I understand why my family is tone deaf. It's all about maintaining the cosmic balance, right? So y'all keep all the music talent and we balance the other side. But anyway, let's not keep the Janta waiting any longer. Ladies and gentlemen, Doi has very thoughtfully curated songs from each phase of his life. The first is a song by Manna Dey, which is dedicated to his first guru, his father, who is also fondly known as Manna Dey of Jamshedpur. The second is one of the songs that he has sung at Wheels. We all remember that. And the third is a song that he's performed during his time at BHU. Over to you, Doi.
लागा चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे, लागा चुनरी में दाग, चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे, घर जाऊं कैसे, लागा चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे, लागा चुनरी में दाग। हो गई मैली मोरी चुनरिया, कोरे बदन सी कोरी चुनरिया, हो गई मैली मोरी चुनरिया, कोरे बदन सी कोरी चुनरिया। हाँ, जाके बाबुल से नजरें मिलाऊं कैसे, घर जाऊं कैसे, लागा चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे, लागा चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे, लागा चुनरी में दाग। जाने जा ढूंढता फिर रहा हूँ तुम्हें रात दिन, मैं यहाँ से वहाँ, हो जाने जा ढूंढता फिर रहा हूँ तुम्हें रात दिन, मैं यहाँ से वहाँ, मुझको आवाज दो छुप गए हो सनम, तुम कहाँ, तुम कहाँ, जाने जा ढूंढता फिर रहा हूँ तुम्हें रात दिन, मैं यहाँ से वहाँ। ओ मेरे हमसफर प्यार की राह पर साथ चले हम, मगर क्या खबर, ओ मेरे हमसफर प्यार की राह पर साथ चले हम, मगर क्या खबर, रास्ते में कहीं रह गए हम नशी, तुम कहाँ, तुम कहाँ, तू ही रे तू ही रे जियूं, आजा रे आजा रे, यूं ही तड़पाना तू मुझको, जान रे जान रे, इन सांसों में बस जा तू, चांद रे चांद रे, आजा दिल की जमीन पे तू, चाहत है अगर आके मुझसे मिल जा तू, या फिर ऐसा कर धरती से मिला दे मुझको, तू ही रे, तू ही रे, तेरे बिना मैं कैसे जीऊं, आजा रे, जा जा रे, यूं ही तड़पाना तू मुझको। इन सांसों का देखो तुम पागलपन के, आए नहीं इन्हें चैन, मुझसे ये बोली मैं राहों में तेरी अपने बिछा दूं ये नैन, इन ऊंचे पहाड़ों से जा दे दूंगा मैं, गर तुम न आई कहीं, तुम इधर जानम उम्मीद है, मौत और जिंदगी तेरे हाथों में दे दिया रे।
So we just heard some lovely numbers from Doy's early childhood, his school days, and college years. As is evident, music is still an integral part of his life. So here are two more numbers. One from the TVS Sarigama competition that he participated in immediately after finishing his MBA, and another from his current favorite singer, Arijit Singh. Take it away, Doy.
This is a famous composition by my guru, Sri Arup Banerjee, a very renowned artist and composer of Jamshedpur, known across the globe. I dedicate this song to him. मुझे माफ कर मेरे हम सफर, तुझे चाहना मेरी भूल थी, मुझे माफ कर मेरे हम सफर, तुझे चाहना मेरी भूल थी, किसी राह पर यूं ही हर नजर, किसी राह पर यूं ही हर नजर, तुझे देखना मेरी भूल थी, मुझे माफ कर मेरे हम सफर, तुझे चाहना मेरी भूल थी, मुझे देख कर किसी हाल में, तुझे देख कर किसी हाल में, वो उलझना जुल्फों के जाल में, तुझे देख कर कर किसी हाल में वो उलझना जुल्फों के जाल में सुबह हो शाम तेरे ख्याल में सुबह हो शाम तेरे ख्याल में मेरा डूबना मेरी भूल के मुझे माफ कर मेरे हम सफर तुझे चाहना मेरी भूल के मुझे माफ कर 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 आज जाने की जिद ना करो आज जाने की जिद ना करो यूं ही पहलू में बैठे रहो यूं ही पहलू में बैठे रहो आज जाने की जिद ना करो आज जाने की जिद ना करो हाय मर जाएंगे हम तो लुट जाएंगे ऐसी बातें किया ना करो आज जाने की जिद ना करो आज जाने की जिद ना करो तुम ही सोचो जरा क्यों न रोके तुम्हें तुम ही सोचो जरा क्यों न रोके तुम्हें जान जाती है जब उठ के जाते हो तुम जान जाती है जब उठ के जाते हो तुमको अपनी कसम जाने जा बात इतनी मेरी मान लो आज जाने की जिद ना करो आज जाने की जिद ना करो
Thank you, Doi, for that wonderful, mesmerizing performance. Music indeed makes the world go round. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Juhi. It is always wonderful and it's always very, very, refreshing to be in company of people in Jamshedpur. And more power to Jampot Adda and more power to the platform. And may all my friends push this series as long as we can and let's make it a big, big success. Thank you so much once again.
Hope to see you again sometime soon. Bye.
Sure. Thanks. Bye.
Moving on to our next performance, which is Zara Hatke, full of surprises and suspense. We have Anit Ghosh, also known as Raja, with a whole slew of tricks up his sleeve. Welcome to the Jampot Adda, Anit.
Hello. Hi, Joey. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very much thankful to Jampot Adda and very excited at the same time to
Happy to have you,
have
Anit.
my.
Happy to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, Anit, I do know that you're an alumnus of Shiksha Niketan and of
Yeah,
Valley
that's
City
correct.
College from Jamshedpur. So obviously, Jamshedpur has been a very large chunk of your life. But do tell us what being a Jamshedpur really means to you.
Oh, Jamshedpur means a lot of things is coming in my mind. Actually, I spent a very my childhood and my college life there in Jamshedpur. I was involved in various activities in Jamshedpur like football, cricket, and of course all the magic. So because of that, I was always busy in those time. And Jamshedpur means my childhood. I cannot explain in words. So whenever I found anyone from Jamshedpur, my old friend or old colleague, whatever it is, I am always feel very excited. And as because my schooling and Jamshedpur and my college, ISC Intermediate Science in Jamshedpur, so there are a lot of things. Recently, I got in touch with all my teachers during this last Teachers' Day. So all are very good experience for me.
So why magic, Anit? How? I mean, it's very interesting, right? We hear of so many doctors and engineers from Jamshedpur. We don't hear of too many magicians from Jamshedpur. Although magic shows are a very big part of our childhood. So why magic, and how did you get interested in magic, and how did this whole your magical journey begin?
Okay, Jui, actually, when I was 8 years old, the first time I found interest in magic, there was something about the tricks that made me curious. But you know, in that time, there was not any school or any teaching center when you can learn magic. But that did not stop me to learn magic. I got some help from small books. That time, Chanda Mama book was very famous. After that, what I started visiting here and there in Jamshedpur to watch different magic shows, and then tried to figure out those tricks by my own. What I feel magic is actually is a passion. If you are passionate enough, you will be able to figure out the tricks. That helps me a lot. And once you figure out the tricks, the rest of the thing is just acting and managing the stage. So this way I started my magic, you can say, and I performed different magic shows. I was involved in Indian Magic Circle and Jamshedpur Magic Club, also a member of Jamshedpur Magic Club. And I participated in different competitions all over India in Jamshedpur. And that is the whole life of magic. But nowadays, I am missing those days very much.
So I'm sure you have interesting stories to share from your magical journey, right? I mean, because it's not the easiest thing, it requires so much practice. I'm sure there's a lot of interesting stories around those. Will you please share something with us?
Yeah, definitely. There are a lot of memorable things about me and magic, but one thing which I remember, still I remember, that was 1985 when Mr. P.C. Sarkar Jr. was performing in Sabuj Kalyan Sangho for a long week. That time I had an opportunity to meet Mr. P.C. Sarkar after his show. So during the discussion, he was asking some question and I showed him some magic tricks. She was so much impressed about my tricks that by that time he offered me to join his troupe. That was 1985. when I was in ISC. So it was very big honor for that time, although that not happened in my life, but that offer made me so proud, and still I cherish that moment for a long time.
So your stories have, really hyped it up now. So now I'm sure everyone is waiting for your tricks. So I'm not going to keep you
Yeah,
waiting anymore. Over to you.
today I am going to show some of the conjuring tricks which I am showing in the parties and birthday parties and other marriage parties. So let's enjoy. Let us start with some tricks.
Sure, let's get going then.
Hello friends, this is a Japanese coin box. This is one chamber and this is another chamber. So what I am doing, this is one coin, Japanese coin, which I am dropping from here. So you could see it, correct? Now it is not there. Now here, empty. Again empty. What? This side. Sorry? This side. Okay. What are you saying? This side, both the door. Okay, just a minute. Where is the coin? এটাকে ধরে। Now I am going to show you some card tricks. Without card magic, I believe magic should not be completed. Okay, so this is a pack of cards, out of which I will select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 cards. Okay, this magic name is 6 cards. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. I am showing you from back side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now when I was at the age of 7 or 8, I was little in size, small in size, so my hands were also small, so I would not be able to hold the card properly. So what happens, sometimes some cards fall down, 1, 2 and 3. So I was afraid, but suddenly when I count that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 cards again, so I surprised. So again I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So now this time what happened, I intentionally dropped down 3 cards, 1, 2 and 3. Then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I came to know one magic, it is called 6 cards. So I started showing in the stage show. So what I am doing? I am showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Out of 6 cards, I am just dropping 3 cards, 1 and 2 and then 3. Again I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So tell me how much I should drop now? 3, 4, 5? Okay. 6, no, it is not possible. 6 out of 6 I cannot drop. Let me try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This is 6 cards. Now I will drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then what happened? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So this is my tricks, 6 cards. After that I will show you one small magic. It is called peep card. So this is a card. This is a card where I have 1 and this side I have 6. This side I have 3 and this side I have 4. I am going to teach you how I made this card, because I want to teach you the tricks. So this side, actually there are only 2. When you show from here, it will show you say 1. But when you put your hand over here, you say 1, 2, 3. Actually this is 2. Similarly, in the other side, you say it is 4. Actually it is 5. You put hand over here and tell them that this is 6. Actually it is 5. Now this side, when you put here, you should say 1. Actually it is 1. Again, when you put this one and say it is 4, public can ask you to remove your hand. You can remove your hand and say it is 4. Similarly, this side, it is actually, you say 3, actually it is 2. But if anyone want and say you that please remove your hand and show whether this, you can tell them this is 3, actually 3. So this side 6 and this side 3. So I believe all of you learn this magic. This is 3 and opposite side how much? 6. Actually it is 8.
Thank you, Anit, for that wonderful show. It brought back so many childhood memories of watching magic shows in Jamshedpur. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I am grateful to the Jampot team. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure having you here. See you again sometime soon. Thank you. Our next program for the evening is a conversation with Jamshedpur's very own Indian classical exponent and playback singer, Ronkini Gupta. Sonalika Mukherjee will be speaking to Ronkini. Over to you, Sonalika.
Hello, Ronkini, and welcome to our Adda. We thought of, roping in
Thank you
people
so much.
from most welcome. It is our pleasure actually. So we thought of Jamshedpur Connect, of course, and who have made it big, and whom we are all so proud of. So for all our viewers who don't know so much about Ronkini, I would like to read a bit that we have to say about Ronkini. When you hear a rivulet flow, over a terrain that could be a rocky bed, or down a hillock, or even meandering along a grassy land, you could be listening to Ronkini actually, singing a bandish. A child who was introduced to music at a very young age is a seeker now, who finds that hurtful to other series in 2004. Ronkini has a full-time career in music, where she switches between vocal coaching, concerts, and also playback singing. Isn't that so exciting? So best known for her pitch perfect sweetness. It is this ability to mold herself in any expression that due recognition and awards from Indian classical music, independent music, and cinema have come her way steadily. Being nominated twice in the prestigious Filmfare Awards consecutively for her two mega hits, Rafu and Chavlaga. That is, Rafu is from Tumhari Sulu, and
Right.
Chavlaga is from Sui Dhaka. I remember that. I remember going
That's
and
correct.
watching those movies also. So excited about that. So this has given her massive national, recognition, and she also went on to win the Artist Allowed Music Award twice consecutively for her singles Ritu Basant Ki and Eri Chandni.
Eri Chani.
Yeah. With a fusion ensemble, the Khayale Jazz Project. This Khayale Jazz Project was also very interesting. I remember seeing a lot of it on Facebook when you did, post
Right.
of videos. She has been recently awarded the Maharashtra Chief Favorite Gaika Award by the Z Talkies for her Marathi film song Tula Japna Rahe. A distinction holder, Sangeet Visharad from Gandharva Mahavidyalaya in Hindustani classical, Romkini spent her formative years vocal training with renowned exponents of Gwalior Gharana and Kirana Gharana, and gradually came into her own style of rendition that has a unique blend of tradition and a refined contemporary expression. So that is a bit about Ronkini, and there is more to discover about her as we proceed with this little adda, I would say, not so much of an interview.
Yes, it's an adda.
Yeah. So Ronkini, firstly, what comes to my mind is, in this long journey that you've had, did you ever
Right.
think of this stature?
Yeah. No, anybody for that matter, any artist, fully anybody in anybody's control, so to speak. So yeah, I have always loved music, is what I remember. By my parents, like because your own cousin contemporary. By the divine happened to place me in this position that you can see me today. So yeah, but things coming together for me.
That's so sweet of you. I really admire this, humble side of like even when you like when did you think that you would probably take this up, or was it a natural choice?
To a very large extent, it was the natural choice, because like you know very well that music is a blessing. Delved into this field before me, so there was a lot of apprehension involved. And secondly, I myself had been a good student, so having a career other than academics was a tough choice to make. But I finally figured out pretty late, I would say, that this is what I wanted to do as opposed to anything else. So that took a little bit of time, because I finished my studies, I finished my MBA, I also got into an advertising job, and then I think it got more and more difficult to sail in two boats. And that's when I realized that if I have to do this as a full-time way of life, I don't call it a career, because music is a path. It's not really so much of a profession. I mean, it is a profession because somewhere down the line you are making money out of it. But for me, in my head, it's my journey, and I kind of figured that I have to leave everything else behind or aside if I have to pursue this seriously and for the rest of my life. So that's the way I look at it. And it was a very difficult juncture. I was about 26 or 27 when I thought that, no, this is what I want to do forever and for good, individualistically, in just like single-mindedly. It's a vast ocean, and I'm genuinely really pursuing actually that genre. All the other genres, I think, are by default, whatever is coming my way, I'm taking it up as and when it comes. But as far as Indian classical is concerned, there is no age limit per se. So I think I'm comfortably into it, and it's fine. It's great, whatever route I have taken.
And I also know that you've had a very strong background education-wise. You went to Sacred Heart School, our very own
Yes.
Sacred Heart School, Jamshedpur.
Sacred Heart
And then you went to Xavier's here in Mumbai.
Right.
And
Then I went to Loyola, and then I went to Xavier's.
yeah, of course, I missed the Loyola.
But
Loyola,
that's true, I was in Loyola.
yes, of course. And then
Since we are in the Jamshedpur Adda, we shouldn't leave out any
we
Jamshedpur.
have to mention Loyola School, our very own Loyola School. Yeah, and
Loyola
then
School, yeah.
Xavier's, and that is when I met you in Mumbai, when you were in college with my cousin.
Right.
And
Right.
that is how we really connected so well. And
Really connected so well.
yeah, and thereafter you moved on. So tell us a bit about your schooling and all of that, and tell us also about your favorite teachers from Jamshedpur.
Teachers. So my school days, like probably 95% of the kids, were probably the best years of my life, because they were absolutely carefree, and they were very joyful. And although I had a strict principal, Sister Flavian was the principal for most part of it till my 8th or 9th. And teachers, what do I say, Pompidiri, like most of my class teachers, they were all so good that I really cannot pick up, but I can tell you names class wise. Like my memory is so fresh, even after 25 years, like I can actually name them class wise. But on the top of my mind, I think teacher Smriti Sinha, who was there in standard 2, my class teacher, she has been my favorite teacher until, in fact, I'm still connected with her. And when I was studying in Pune, my MBA days, I used to visit her a lot. Her daughter was a great friend of mine, Stuti, so I would visit her a lot. Other than that, teacher Neelam, teacher Sengupta, who was my English teacher, teacher Seema Sinha, who was my class teacher, teacher Jaya Natarajan. I mean, all of them, they were all just brilliant teachers, and lovely. They were loving. They were mother figures. Teacher G. Lalita, teacher Ranjana Nag, teacher Nargis. I think teacher Nargis must have taught you also.
Yeah. Many
If I'm
of
not-
the teachers that you mentioned, they've taught us as well. Teacher Natarajan, teacher Sengupta, and
Sengupta, yeah.
a lot of common teachers we've had.
Yeah.
Although you're much younger, I know you're
Right.
about 10 years junior to me. So
Yes, about 10 years junior, and still these teachers are, and they are still there today. So
some
imagine,
of
I
them
mean,
are, some of
they are bringing up some great women in the country today, I'm sure, till date. Yeah, so fond memories of school, I would say, very fond memories of school. Great friend circle, and I was a good student. I was good at my extracurriculars as well, so I got a lot of love and warmth from in my school
tell
days.
me, how was it living in Jamshedpur? And given a chance, would you like to go back there?
How was it living in Jamshedpur is actually a very fine question, I would say, because being brought up in a place like Jamshedpur is a blessing. And I think people who have lived there in their growing up years will agree with me without batting an eyelid, for 2 reasons. One, the schools are fantastic. I mean, there is no doubting that. We know how well these schools have fared in national level competitions, be QC or, those kind of stages that, the schools have worked for and, attained their name. Apart from that, I think extracurriculars, like I said, I was introduced to not just music. I learned dance, Kathak dance. I used to go to Jamshedpur School of Art for my art classes and stuff like that. So it was like a very cosmopolitan place. The upbringing, I would say, was very, very holistic, because children were aware of what's going on and how they're supposed to like pay attention to their careers, to academics. I remember by the time we used to be in the 10th, there used to be the IIT classes for, you know, the people who wanted to pursue engineering later on or medicine later on, how focused they were about how they have to shape their careers and how where they have to get in life, etc. So I think it was an excellent place to get groomed, an excellent place to grow up. The parents were so aware. Most of our parents were teachers in those schools. My mother herself was a teacher in Kerala Samajam Model School, and my father was working in the Tisco Water and Switch Works. So I would just say that it was a very, very sheltered upbringing, but at the same time, it was a very disciplined upbringing. So, I still feel that everybody who has come out of Jamshedpur and has made I think all children end up making a mark. I mean, it really doesn't matter who was standing first in class and who was not really standing a rank in class. They've all done well in life, going ahead. So I think that upbringing was very, very strong.
Any anecdotes that you would like to share about Jamshedpur?
Anecdotes, what do I say? I have had the best times of my life in Jamshedpur. I remember the Jubilee Park, which was so close to our school, and we've had like enough and more picnics there as children. Then the Keenan Stadium, I would say, is one big spot that is etched in my mind, because I've seen an India Sri Lanka match there when I was very young. Then I have met Wasim Akram, because there was a Pepsi contest, slogan contest, in which there were 20 winners, and I was one of them. So I got to meet Wasim Akram when the Pakistan cricket team had come there. So I mean, there are so many things that Jamshedpur. The moment you say the name of the city, Jamshedpur, it just kind of pops in my mind. So there are so many events and episodes. My first Guruji was there, so Chandrakant Apteji. So it's just given me too much to, not have its own due importance in my life. And inter-school contests, so many of them.
Basketball matches. If there is anything that you would remember as a part of Jamshedpur that you really miss, or you want to tell younger people around you, people who are not connected with Jamshedpur. So is there something that you miss which is typically Jamshedpuri?
Fuchka maybe.
Oh, same pinch on that. I really, really miss the puchkas.
Puchkas, yes. The Durga Pujas. The Durga Puja pandals in Circuit House. I can't forget them. They were so good. And but what I really, really miss was my house. It was in old TC Colony, and then we shifted to new TC Colony. And the Kadma Sonari Link Road is where our house was located. And the greenery outside the house and those twin cottages that were placed we don't see that in a place like Bombay. That's majestic for a place like Bombay. I think only Shah Rukh Khan का जो वो लेन है वो बैंड्रा में जो वहाँ पे वैसे घर है. तो I think the way we have lived life king size has happened because we were in a place like Jamshedpur. I can't dream of anything like that in Bombay. So I think that's something that I really, really miss about Jamshedpur. The vast expanse, and that you could just go to any place, visit any place without any hassle. And so that's what I think remains with me as a memory forever.
And food-wise, you did mention
Food-wise, yes, we used to go to a place called Anand. It was a South Indian restaurant. Just outside that was Softy Corner, where we used to get our ice cream from right after the dosa. So it was a very modest upbringing that we had. So there were these just a couple of restaurants that I can talk about. क्योंकि महीने में एक बार जाते थे शायद. So it would either be Anand, or it would be what was that other
Franks, of course.
Franks, of
Yes.
course, Franks,
Yeah.
Franks,
And
Franks.
and the softy corner that you mentioned was just around that fuel pump over there, right?
Just around that fuel pump. Yes, yes. So those were our hot favorites. And inside this Tupur, very close to that Anand only, opposite side, there used to be a Punjabi milkshake ka dukan. I don't remember the name of that dukan, but it was a very famous one.
Okay, I am missing that one. I can't remember. Maybe somebody from Jamshedpur can help us.
Yeah, if they're watching it, yeah, they'll be able to, name it.
And they'll be very upset with us for having forgotten the name, that is.
Yeah, probably.
So,
And a couple of more things, like whatever comes to my mind. There was this dukan of juta called Shri Leathers.
yeah.
Kamani
Shri Leathers is
Center.
a big brand, yeah. They have outlets all over, but they started from Jamshedpur. That much I know. So,
Did they?
yes.
Okay.
So, Ronkini, when you come back home after a long day, what is your song? What is your one song, if you have, very close to your heart? So, which is that one? Would you like to hum that a bit for us?
I will definitely. It depends on my mood, to be very honest. But I can tell you that it's definitely an old melody from an old film. Whenever I hum to myself, I don't know. There's something. Not that new songs are not good, but it doesn't come to me as naturally as old day melodies come to me, because that's what I grew up hearing. Kishore Kumar songs, or Lata Ji songs. So I think I would hum, I don't know. Not that new songs are not good, but it doesn't come to me as कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना, छोड़ो बेकार की बातों में कहीं बीत न जाए रहना, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे. It's one of my favorite songs.
That's so beautiful, yeah. From Amar Prem, right?
From Amar Prem, yes.
Very beautiful. So you have made this name for yourself, and we all really love to hear you, and we know that you made it really big in a way. So, is there anybody that you have inspired around you? Have you groomed anybody, or
Yeah, I have been teaching music now for the last 4 years almost. Actually 5. I started in 2015. So now we are in 2020. So I don't know, inspired, but yes, I have definitely taken the initiative to give back what I have got, the benefit of getting good training. I have realized that over a period of time, and 2015 was when I thought that, why not have a few people come in, discuss with them. I knew that there were a lot of people who wanted to learn. Actually, it also started because I started getting a couple of, requests, so to speak, where they said that, do you teach? And I never really had the inclination from within के टीच करूंगी या ऐसा कुछ मुझे था नहीं, लेकिन एक बार शुरू हुआ, after I started my first few months, I felt so good. It was like revisiting my own learning days, because as we keep learning, we keep progressing, and then रियाज में ऐसा होता है कि वो advanced stages में जाता रहता है, so you kind of, but while teaching these people, whoever used to come to me, I had to revisit a lot. And that was a very good space to get into. And now I have several students, Vampiri, across the country. In fact, even abroad, there are a few people who are taking online classes from me, and they make me feel very warm. They constantly, they're saying that, they're benefiting from the stuff that I give them, or the exercises that they have learned from me, or the bandishes that I keep posting on Instagram. A lot of people learn from that and post those bandishes back again. And so I guess I've been able to impart a little bit of what I have learned through these years, So inspiration is a big word. I hope I can lend some inspiration to
I am sure.
the next.
I'm sure you have inspired many youngsters, and many will probably take to this form of art after seeing you, and learning from you, more importantly. So, when you teach, you said that you do teach now. So, when you teach, are you teaching only people who are of a certain age or have a certain background, or are you also ready to take newcomers?
I actually call in the people who send me requests, and I sit with them and I try to learn why they want to learn music in the first place. Okay, of course, some basics are required, like in the sense that whether they are in pitch or not. At least that much should be there, because to go against the tide for me is difficult. I don't really even have the time for that. But for people who have a voice, what I try to see is whether their interest level is so much, at least, that they can give at least 30 minutes of their day to that art form. If they can, only then I take them in as students. So for me, it is very important that if you're pursuing an art form, even as a hobby, you should make time for it, because this is an art form which does not get nurtured on its own. You have to give in that kind of time to it. So
the dedication,
that's what
a
dedication.
amount of dedication is a prerequisite.
It's what I look.
Yeah.
The prerequisite is the dedication and the interest and the love for it, because a lot of people very carelessly use the word, I'm very passionate about music. But if you're passionate, then at least 15 minutes are you able to devote to it? That's what I check on. And so there are people who have stayed on and stuck with me for 5 years, and there are people who leave in like maybe a couple of months, because they cannot keep up with the expectation of that kind of a dedication. So yeah, there are both kinds of people, and there is no age barrier that I keep. I don't think age is a barrier.
That's very nice to know. So it's really been nice chatting with you, Ronkini. We'll look forward to one of your songs, and do tell us a little bit about something exciting that's coming up soon, something that we'll get to see very soon.
I've recorded for a film song which is due. I hope it comes out very soon. It has been done by a very new, fresh composer called Parag Chhabra. He was assisting Rahman Saab for the longest time, and now he has branched out on his own. And it's his film. He has composed the songs for that film. And Shelly Ji, the lyricist who's written for Man Marziyan, who's written for Dev D, a celebrated lyricist, he has penned the song, and I'm hoping that that song will come out soon. It'll see the light of the day very soon. So that's the film release that's on its way. And other than that, in Hindustani classical music, I keep releasing my own videos. I compose bandishes on my own, so as and when I find that window, I release it either through my own YouTube channel, Ronkini Gupta Collective, or on Instagram, as all of you know. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. And that's about it. Something exciting that really happened off late was A.R. Rahman talking about my riyaz per se. So that was a very exciting thing that suddenly happened in the midst of nothing.
Oh wow, that's
so yeah,
huge compliment. I did see a snippet on Facebook. Is that the one you're referring to?
Yes. I just posted it about 2 days back.
Yeah, it was really wonderful. So it's been really nice chatting up, Ronkini. I can go on and on and on, because I guess we have to draw the line somewhere. Thank you so much, and great connecting with you. All the best.
Thank you so much. The pleasure was mine, and I hope we could relive some Jamshedpur moments together. Thank you so much.
Of course.
And a lot of love to everybody who's watching this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ronkini. Thank you.
Sarjana sajanyayo ayo valabela sajanyayo ayo valabela sajanyayo ayo valabela sajanyayo.
Thank you so much, Sonalika, for that. And thank you, Ronkini. But before we thank you and sign off, we have a special surprise for you. A lot has gone into planning this surprise, and till now we were not sure whether we'll be able to launch it or not. But we have lined up for the evening your teacher from second grade, Mrs. Smriti Sinha, who is also logged into this conversation to chat with you. Smriti ma'am.
Hello.
Your teacher from second grade, Mrs. Smriti Sinha, who is also logged into this conversation to chat with you. Smriti ma'am.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, that is a very pleasant surprise for sure.
Hi, Ronkini. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm great, and I know you're great too because I just had a word with Stuti a few days back.
Yes, I know. I know about it.
So thank you, Juhi. Thanks a lot. I actually connect with her a lot. I mean, a lot in terms of the fact that now, since communication has become such a luxury, you know, there are ways to keep in touch, and I'm very much in touch with her.
Thank you, Julie. Thanks a lot.
And we've managed to meet off and on, always.
We have managed to meet off and on. Yes.
Become such a luxury. You know, there are ways to keep in touch. And
It's ringing.
Yes,
The
I think there's a-
conversation is. But thank you so much, and this is really a pleasant surprise. And honestly, if I tell you, it's tough to actually get connected with your teacher from standard 2, but she's much more than that. I have spent a few years in Pune while I was doing my MBA, and I used to more often than not actually visit her. And we used to have a great time together. She has made it to my concerts a couple of times, and other than that, her daughter is a great friend of mine. So
But daughter
it's
was
always amazing.
that, you are friendly with her because of me. That's
Right. That's absolutely correct. In fact, the day we connected, we were talking about it. We were having a conversation. I don't know whether you know or not, but we spoke for straight 4 hours.
Yeah, she told me. She told me, and she says, Mama, she is my friend just because, she loves you so much.
Yes. But I'm so glad that I've been able to connect with her at many levels. So yeah. But of course, the root cause has been you. There is no doubting that.
So Smriti ma'am, Ronkini has been telling us all about her time in Jamshedpur. But we'd like to hear from you about what kind of a student she was and what are your memories of her as a young kid in Jamshedpur.
So Ronkini must have been barely 7, 8.
Yeah, 7 or 8. Yeah, 7.5.
And but one thing was very, very striking about her was her confidence. At that age, generally the kids are like in awe of the teacher. They will not speak so much. If they're spoken to, they are very soft, and but Ronkini would look into your eyes and and talk. So she came across as a very sharp and intelligent kid, and she was very good in studies too. And also what I remember was that she was extremely, extremely talkative.
I was actually wondering when are you going to come to that? Because most of the confidence was because I was super talkative in her class and my best friend was there and we used to often get punished.
Yeah. She could just talk endlessly even now, but now, she has developed that skill, so well that she's so articulate, and now I just want her to go on and on when she's talking.
Great. But I'll tell you one more thing, Juhi. I very clearly remember that I think I don't know about the confidence part, but we were very fond of her, me and my best friend both, Rumi. And very, very often we used to, when our school time would end, we would go and give her a flower.
Yeah.
Most of the days, So she was very much our favorite teacher and it kind of stayed on in my mind for the longest time. And whenever I would be asked who's your favorite teacher, it would be her name. So, and it hasn't changed in the past 25 years plus.
Ah, that's so sweet. So were you only talkative in class, or ma'am, was she also singing in class like she is now?
She was too young. I don't think she
Yeah.
had started back then. But even then, there was a spark in her. And I would have always, I'm not surprised by what she has achieved today, because, she had that raw material to, develop into something. And, here she is. I mean, she's blossomed so well.
How sweet. Can I get a snapshot of this conversation? I want to send it to my mother because I think she'll live a couple of years extra of what she खून बढ़ जाएगा उनका.
We'll definitely try and send you something. I don't know how that will work, but I think this will be recorded in any case, right? So it will be available for a replay.
I hope.
So yeah, but that bold voice that you had, that you used for talking more than singing, has obviously held you in good stead. So
yeah, I guess so. I started training very young though, but I don't think at the age of 7 I really had an opportunity to sort of be able to display it so much in school. But yeah, but about the good in studies part, the report card says can do better. I have it.
that mothers and teachers will always say that. Even today, if you ask me about your singing, I will still say can
do better. Yeah, I think that's the fuel. That's the fuel. So no qualms about that.
I think that there's an unwritten rule somewhere that the teacher should never say she has reached her potential, because then what will she teach, right? So you have to say can do better.
Yeah, and there was a lot of kasar. I think she was being honest.
Sorry, I interrupted.
No, please continue.
No, I said, there is no limit to what a person can achieve. So it's always,
Sure. That's very, very correct.
She was very good in studies and with everything, and it was very sweet. These two were like inseparable, she and her friend Rumi. And very often, I'm not aware what's going around, and suddenly I see two of them, like two musketeers, following me. So I still remember, that is like a snapshot in my mind of her. Following me. So I still remember, that is like a snapshot in my mind.
Smriti ma'am, do you have any message for Ronkini and for your other students who may be watching this?
Yeah, for Ronkini, I have to say that, I have seen her journey from a learner to a performer to such an achiever now. And I just want to tell her that, Ronkini, you should just carry on and on from strength to strength. And I know this is just a tip of the iceberg. There's we have much more to see, you know, but you are a role model for, you know, all these youngsters who are pursuing music, and you know, especially children from small town, you know, what she has achieved on her own steam, that itself, you know, is like a big
Thank you so much. It's very, very heartening to hear this. Right now, I'm like feeling very, very emotional, but
no,
thank you
and,
very much.
and I think your perseverance and, you know, your dedication has took you where you are, and there's much more. I know I can, you know, I someday want to see you, you know, being the Pandit Bhimsen Joshi of.
Thank you so much. Keep blessing me. Her blessings are always there with me, Juhi. To be very honest, she has, like I said, she has also attended my concerts when I was just beginning. In fact, right after my MBA, I had just begun to perform. It was back in 2010. It's been 10 years. I'm talking about my Indian classical performances. And that's what I'm doing essentially right now after, I mean, that's what I have sort of paved the way for in so many years. So, yeah. So she has really, really been hands-on there, seeing me through this journey. So thank you very much for inviting her on this platform. And it's an emotional thing. Thank you very much.
And I can't tell you what a proud moment it was for me to see you, you know, sing like that, you know, when I had attended your concert. Yeah. Amazing.
It's an emotional thing. Thank you very much.
But that's true, right? Teachers support, especially the teachers you've had really early on in life. I think that's what matters most. And it's so heartening to see them around and support you through your journey. Thank you, Smriti ma'am. Thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us. And thank you, Ronkini.
Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure, totally. And, thank you, Ronkini.
Same here, same here. It's my pleasure too, and I don't need to say that. I think I'll come and meet you as soon as, you know, things are better.
Yes, yes, you must, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you. And
once again. Bye.
bye-bye. Bye, Juhi.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye, bye. And thanks a lot to Jampot Adda and to Sonalika for the interview. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, both of you all.
Bye-bye. Bye.
So, and with that wonderful, very nostalgic conversation, we've come to an end of episode 2. I hope you have all enjoyed watching this episode as much as I have enjoyed hosting it. A big thank you to all our participants for taking time out of their busy schedules. And a very special thank you to Abhijit Srinath, a budding filmmaker and who's our editor, and whose efforts have really helped put this episode together. Thank you, Srinath. And what can I say? All your efforts at keeping the Jamshedpurian spirit amongst us alive is truly commendable and so required, you know, when the latest buzzwords are isolation and distancing. It's really heartening to see everybody from Jamshedpur to get together and make Jampot Adda a big success. Thank you so much. Do watch the space for updates on episode 3. Hope to see you all soon. Thank you. Good night.